Good morning YouTube. It's been a little while since we put a video out. Life has taken a bit of a turn, which I'll get to in a minute. But I figured I better do a video, show you some of the crap I've been buying, and I'll also draw this little comp I did, if you remember back, I think it was July. So there's a few of you that entered that, so let's get that drawn and pick a winner. So, first things first, let's show you the financial mistake that has put me back a little bit of time. Things didn't go to plan. Well, I bought my dream car, or one of, which is a 740 E38. The wheels came off my other car, they didn't come with the car. But it's a genuine 740, not a sport to my knowledge, just the standard SE or whatever. Those who know E38s will see the front and rear bumper's been colour coded and the skirts have been painted, so I'm guessing it's had paint in its life, because if it was a genuine sport all of that would be colour coded. Anyway, you may notice some rust down there, we'll get to that in a minute. Basically this car came up on Marketplace and I went to see it. I wasn't really in a position to buy the car, but it was a 740 and it was local, so I thought I've got to go and have a look, because I've never owned one, always wanted one. I've had 735s, 728s, but this is like the car I always wanted, or at least for the last few years. So I went to see it. The spec is good, the spec is pretty crazy, but the condition is debatable. When I went to view it, the lovely lady that was selling it on behalf of her granddad basically said to me, we're not really sure how to price it, but do you want to come have a look at it and see what you think? So I said cool, alright. So I drove over there, had a look, spoke to the lovely owner. They were really nice people, really friendly. Took me out in the car, you know, for a quick 5-minute drive, let me have a good look over it and said, what do you think? And I was like, well, the car is cool, the interior is really clean, but it's a pre-facelift, it's not a sport, and it's got a lot of niggly issues. So I was like, I probably don't want to buy it, because I wanted to jump into something that was usable and I was unsure what to do. Anyway, they said to me they wanted about £4,000 for it, and I said, look, the seals need welding, there's rust on the arches, and I could see the engine was a bit leaky, the radiator looked to be leaking, and I said, look, for me that's not worth £4,000. It's got 175,000 miles on the clock, it's had an LPG conversion which does work, but I just kind of thought it's too much money for a car that needs seals welding. One of the rear blinds was broken, and stuff like that, so I'd sort of left it there, didn't pursue too far with it. Anyway, about 2 weeks later, well, at this point my mum was in hospital and life was a bit crazy, and when life gets stressful I like to distract myself and just buy cars and car parts, because that's fun, right? It's better than doing drugs, alcohol, whatever. So I got a call from the guy just as I was going into hospital, and the guy said to me, do you want to give me an offer on this car? Someone's given me an offer, but I'd really like you to have it. And I sort of ummed and ahed and said, look, I'm not that desperate to buy it, I've got quite a lot of projects and stuff myself, and it does need quite a lot, like I don't really want another headache. Anyway, to my better judgment, I then sent him, or he said, well, just give me an offer. He told me he'd been offered £2,500 for it, and I was just like, it's just too much money. So he said to me, well, if you can get to about 2,200 or around there, you can have it. And I said, oh, probably 2,000 is the most I'd want to pay, and even then I didn't really have time for another project. So long and short of it, he ended up saying to me, have it for 2,100, come and get it whenever you want, in a week's time, 2 weeks time, I want you to have the car. So a bit of fear of missing out, it's a 740, I ended up buying it. So I limped the car around, had been driving it, and things got progressively worse. So the main issue with this car, besides the obvious rust, this sill, you can put your fingers in it there. Obviously this is not ideal. Yep. The jacking point, that's just starting to creep there. Yep, that's not great. The front doesn't look too bad, but there's a little bit just festering there. Bodywork is actually really good. This arch has got that there and a little bit around there. Roof is good, boot lid is good, there's a little bit festering there. This was recently, someone drove into it, which is great, didn't leave their details, thanks for that. This sill is much the same, big hole there, quite crusty. This arch is good, other than down there, but that's isolated to that whole area. And then again, the rest of the car is really, really tidy. There's not really any niggles anywhere else on the bodywork. It's all straight, rust free and dent free, like it's a good body. So that's sort of one of the things that swayed me, because from here it looks really good, right? So I bought it, knew it had rust. Anyway, I didn't test drive the car because I always test drive cars when I buy them, but this particular one, it was an old guy with it, and he took me up and down the road. We got to about 70, 80, and I was like, you know what, it drives really good. Anyway, got it home. Well, even on the way home, every single ball joint in this car is absolutely shot. All of the rear ball joints, when I swap these wheels over, all of the dust covers are completely gone. So it's obviously had a friendly MOT for a number of years. Front brakes are warped. Bonnet latches don't work, hence why the bonnet is slightly latched. It just, yeah, not great. So I'm running the car around. Obviously my mum's in hospital, not particularly well. Just using the thing, feeling like an absolute pimp because it's a cool car. The interior is absolutely wild. Let me show you this interior. There we go, there's the money shot. So it's not a sport, so it hasn't got black headlining, which is fine, but it has black, everything on the bottom half is black. It's got comfort leather, which is heated and fully electric with electric lumbar adjustment, which is a really nice touch. These are so comfortable. The spec is wild. It's got extended leather center console and dash. Lower dash parts are all stitched leather, so that is cool. It's got electronic column. Look at the buttons she's got. She's got rear blind, she's got parking sensors, electronic damper control, which is wild on a car of this age. Traction control, obviously. TV nav unit, phone. The phone doesn't work, but the TV and the nav unit work perfectly, which is nice. It's got side blinds as well, so these manually lift up and down. And the electric rear blind is my favourite piece. Let me see if I can show you it. There we go. Look at that. Impress your mates with that, eh? So that's pretty cool. That side blind is damaged and the headline is sagging. So yeah, the interior spec is pretty good. It's not got any spec in the back, but I think, well, it's a driver's car. I don't really care what the rear spec is like. I'm focused on the driver's spec, and it has everything that I'd want as a driver. Cruise control, aircon, electronic column, fully electric seats, heated blinds, all that crap. So that's really cool. So I'm driving the car around. Let me show you the engine bay. So I'm driving the car around and it's using a bit of water and stuff like that, and I'm like, okay, yeah, well, the rads are leaking. Anyway, go to my friend's garage to sort the aircon out because the aircon didn't work and it was like 25 degrees at the time. Put fresh gas in it. Aircon works perfectly, which is amazing. Whilst we were doing the aircon, the radiator decided to do a delete, which is good. So I put a new rad in it. I don't know, £100, and then obviously all of this is in between trying to use it as a daily, which is good fun. So then we still had some weird symptoms, not necessarily overheating, but it seemed to be using coolant. So then I thought, well, the thermostat must be stuck. So I put a £120 genuine BMW thermostat in it, and the car still did not play ball. After that, I was like, right, okay, we need to do a sniff test on there. Now, as soon as you open this, you could smell fuel, which is not a good sign. Did a sniff test, yeah, it looks like, I'm guessing either the heads are warped or head gasket's gone, something like that. So basically I ended up buying a bit of a lemon, which sucks. So yeah, what do we do with this car? Well, it's currently now sat abandoned because I'm not sure what to do with it. The spec is really good inside. It's hard to find all of those bits in good nick that work. The top of the body is in pretty good nick, like it is in good condition. Most of the doors are pretty tidy. There's little bits of scabbing here and there, but generally it's a good car. Like, it's not just, it doesn't just look good on YouTube, it looks good in person. But it doesn't end there. It needed rocker covers doing as well, which is another thing that pissed me off. So I think 6 of the 8 cylinders are full of oil, or piston spark plug areas are full of oil because the rocker cover gaskets are leaking so bad. So it just needs basically a full-blown bloody restoration. So yeah, I think I might have bought a lemon, but I think we've got to persist with it and get this thing back on the road. Let me give you a cold start. Now obviously she's got loads of oil in the spark plug well, so it's not going to run particularly well, but I'll give you a cold start anyway. Right, ready? Oh, also, we've drilled some holes in the exhaust, just 2 little circular holes for a bit more noise, so it's quite rowdy. Cold start. Yeah, I don't know how many cylinders it's running on. It's not on all 8. But it doesn't really matter at this point because obviously the engine is probably going to need a rebuild. But it sounds bloody wonderful. So in the 6 or 7 weeks I had bombing around in this, I absolutely loved it. It was like dream come true. Bought a 740, got a cool interior, and all was looking good. But yeah, that was kind of short-lived when all of the issues caught up with itself. So I don't know what the plan is yet. We'll see. I'll show you what I've been up to. So because that car needs a lot of stuff, well, if you remember the 728 that I went to Europe in, she's now there getting broken, mainly because the car's pretty rusty. It looks, all the bodywork's bad. You wouldn't tell from this video, but those who've seen it know the thing is tired, and I'm fed up of like 20 to the gallon in a car with 200 horsepower. It's far too slow for how juicy it is, and I just fancied a bit of a change. I've done nearly 20,000 miles on it, so that's now up for breaking, and the plan behind it was, we'll break this, I can get some money out of it, and then all of the suspension stuff I'd already replaced in it, because if you remember, I've done a lot to this car underneath, can all go straight on the 740, which saves me a ton of money, gets another car out of my life, because I've got quite a lot of cars at the moment, and it just makes sense. I can move on, sell some stuff, blah blah blah. And all the best bits, because this is a sport, so this has got shadowline trim, I don't know if they call it that on an E38, but basically black trim, no chrome, black rub strips, black grub handles, and all that stuff inside. So I thought, you know what, we can make the 740 even more gangster. We can pillage a load of parts to make the restoration on that car cheaper and get out of this one, which is pretty tired and probably would fail its next MOT. So yeah, that we ended up breaking. However, after making the decision to break it, then obviously the engine overheating issues reared their ugly head. So yeah, bit of a dilemma. That then leads me on to the next purchase, which is this abomination. So I'm absolutely sick to death of expensive BMWs from the 90s causing me a pain in the ass, and that doesn't include E36s because they're usually pretty easy going to live with. But 7 Series, 5 Series, they're just riddled with bloody problems, and I mean, there's not that many cars to choose from, so you end up being quite unfussy, and then ended up with a problem child. So I'm not going to show you too much of this because it's not particularly exciting. I'm sure it's not what most of you are here for, but she's a PD100, which is a 4-cylinder turbo diesel, 50-60 to the gallon. I can drive it through hedges and not worry, and parts are cheap, or pretty cheap at least anyway. So we've got some bits and bobs. I've got a map TCU to go on it. I need to put new rear lights on it, new rear shocks, but yeah, other than that, it's good cheap winter smoker, because winter's here. Perfect. I want to learn to paint, so I might repaint this, and this can be my first car I cut my teeth on, because the bodywork is atrocious, but it would be a good car to learn how to paint, or at least learn what not to do, at least on the first car. So we'll see. Anyway, so you can see the 740 was probably a bad purchase, and I don't make many bad purchases. I usually get it right, but obviously with what was going on with my mum, my head obviously wasn't thinking particularly straight, and here we are. So let me know what you think of the car. There's all sorts you could do. I do have a spare 4.4 to go in it, so I could swap the engine. That engine I think is probably healthy. It just needs obviously head gasket and probably put new timing chain and stuff in it, but there's still that to do. There's the sills to sort out, headlining to sort out, all the suspension work. It probably wants brake lines, it probably wants bushes. So yeah, I'm at a bit of a loss whether to continue with it, because my heart wants to build it, but my head is like, you know, it's a fairly big project, so we'll see. But yeah, let me know what you think of it. Obviously there's not many 740s in the UK to pick from, and I paid £2,100 for it, so bear that in mind. £2,000 doesn't get you much of a car these days in the UK in 2025. And all you petrol heads out there, which I'm guessing most of you are, which is why you're watching this crap, you'll know how hard it is to find good cheap cars. So yeah. Also another reason for buying the 740, obviously that meant I could get rid of that, and I think that I'm going to sell. I don't think I love that car enough, and you'll have noticed by the fact that I haven't uploaded any content on it for like a year. I don't think this car is special enough for me to put time and effort into. So before I put this up for sale properly, if you're interested in buying the car, give me a shout, drop me an email. You can find my website, go to my business website, just drop me an email there, or find me on Instagram. That's probably the best place to reach me. Hardy Exotic. Drop me a message if you're interested in it. 3.3 automatic Alpina B10, runs, drives, has some issues. I won't put all the info in this video, but yeah, if you're interested, let me know. I probably going to list that for like 7,500. But yeah, obviously come talk to me. It's pretty much complete. I don't think there's nothing missing from it now. But yeah, let me know if you're interested. So I'm going to drop in the competition winner now, so you'll see a screen recording, and congratulations to whoever wins. This brings me on to a bigger issue with price of living that you're all going through and the cost of owning all of this old crap. Obviously I've got quite a lot of it, and I'm in a bit of a luxury position that I can afford to do more than the average Joe, because my job dictates that I have storage space, time to work on some of this stuff where normal people don't. But even so, I'm still at the point of wanting to downsize. After losing mum recently, I feel like I want a simpler life. I want less crap in my life, and then the things that I really have, I can focus on much better. So yeah, basically I need to downsize. So if you follow me closely, you'll know I've got 4 big body cars. I've got 728, which is being broken. I've got the Alpina B10, which I think is really cool, but I don't know if I want to do a full-blown restoration on a car that's been off the road 10 years. And really, my heart, I think if it's a big body car, it needs to have a V8. So I think that needs to be sold. Then that leaves me with the 740 and the 540. 540 being manual, that's a touring. You'll have seen that in a previous video a long time ago. Or the 740. So I don't know what to do with the 740. Do I keep both? I'd love to keep both, but time, money, enthusiasm, effort, you know, it's a lot of stuff. The big body cars require quite a lot of upkeep. They're quite expensive to keep up together, and just running costs. Obviously daily in a V8 is expensive. You're never going to see more than 20 to the gallon, which, you know, if you're daily driving it, it's juicy. So yeah, besides that, what else am I up to? Obviously that's going to be, I might do a little build series on that, like a cheap fun, take me back to being a nipper, piss around with a front wheel drive car. Once that ECU's on there, that'd be about 140 brake, 300 Newton meters, so that'd be pretty fun. Could put it on some coilovers, paint it, a bit of maintenance. Let me know what you think. If you want to see that, give me a shout. Track 36, this is sat here. We're going to Thruxton on Monday, just coming. So this has had a few more tweaks done to it, a bit more weight reduction, bit of maintenance, tweak the alignment. We're going to do another there at Thruxton, and then we've got an S50 ready to go in that, so that'll probably be over winter at some point. So yeah, pretty excited by that. What else we got? 728's getting broken. Said that about 3 times now, so if you need any bits for it, give me a shout. Engine and gearbox and that are perfect. My blue Z3, which I had planned to maybe use as a track car, but because the saloon is so good, that is being broken. So engine's already gone out of that, but I've got everything else. I've got LSD 30-315 ratio LSD. There's a good roof there, doors, engine, and all the front end panels. I think I've still got the wings, but the bonnet, front bumper is sold. And then last but not least, the coupe is still sat there waiting for me to finish up. I've got Sam's coupe in there at the moment, which I'm about to start bolting back together. That's had everything done to it, and that's taken up a lot of my time, or what little time I have had recently. So that's literally, well, the lighting's not very good, but that's had everything on the underside sorted out. All the body is now protected. Next job is to basically start bolting on all of the new bits and bobs. So we've got trailing arms fully rebuilt, and front hubs, new bushes, bearings, powder coated, all the good stuff, all new hardware, all ready to go on. So we want to get that project finished, or get Sam's car finished, and then once that coupe is done, get rid of these couple of breakers, want them out of my life, sell the Alpina, and then get back to doing what we love. I think at the moment I've got like 14 cars, which is just obscene. So yeah, if you're interested in anything I've got, either the Z3 or the E38 parts, drop me a message on Instagram as well. Obviously there for breaking. If you're interested in the Alpina, drop me a message on Instagram. If you need any 36 bits, you know where I am, still always doing that stuff. And thank you to all of you guys who have watched my videos and then gone and bought stuff on my website or reached out to me for work. Really appreciate it. I probably don't dedicate enough time to YouTube as I should do, but those of you who've sat through, watched videos, appreciate that. I will try and put some more time into it. The honest answer is doing this stuff takes a ton of effort, and when you're busy, one-man band, you know, time is pretty precious. So I'm going to try and probably upload more to Instagram, mainly because it will be shorter snippets of what I'm doing rather than YouTube, which is long format and requires a ton of effort, preparation, making sure you're filming, editing, all that kind of stuff. So I'm not at the point yet where I can employ a videographer to do this stuff. It's just me. So yeah, anyway, thank you for watching. I will try my best to get some more content out soon. I haven't forgotten you guys, and to the few people that reached out and said to me, hope you're doing all right, haven't heard from you for a little while, appreciate that. It's a nice touch from you. Pretty mad to think a stranger that you've never met before can reach out and go, I hope you're doing all right, and yeah, means a lot, so thank you for that. But anyway, peace out. I will hopefully see you soon.